city outside is a blur of lights and movement, but in here, inside the dimly lit top floor of John Enterprises, there's only silence. You grab your coat, ready to leave, but a deep voice stops you. Stay. You freeze. Your fingers tighten around the fabric as you turn to see Jungkook, your boss, standing near his desk. His usual composed expression is nowhere to be found. Instead, his dark eyes hold something raw, something he's been trying to suppress. Sir, your voice is hesitant, unsure why he suddenly sounds so strained. He exhales sharply, running a hand through his hair. He looks frustrated at himself, at you, at the very air between you. I can't do this anymore, he mutters, voice barely above a whisper. A heavy weight settles in your chest. Do what anymore? Sir, what are you? You know what? He cuts you off, stepping closer. His gaze locks onto yours, intense, unwavering. Your breath catches. I know I shouldn't say this, he continues, voice thick with restraint, but I can't hold it in anymore. I love you. I have for a long time. The words hit you like a thunderclap. The world tilts. Your heart stammers in your chest, wild and frantic. This isn't real. This can't be real. No, you whisper, shaking your head. You don't mean that. A bitter chuckle escapes him. Don't I? His jaw tightens. Do you think I enjoy this? Watching you walk into this office every day for almost 2 years, pretending like I don't feel anything? Do you know how many times I've stopped myself from saying this? You feel your legs weaken. This isn't happening. It shouldn't be happening. Jungkook, I'm married. Your voice cracks. He flinches just slightly, but his gaze never wavers. I know. The room suffocates with unspoken words. The rain pounds harder against the windows as if echoing the storm raging inside you. Then why? Because it doesn't change the truth, he interjects. It doesn't change the way I feel when I look at you. It doesn't change the fact that I would give up everything if it meant you could be happy. Your chest tightens painfully. Don't do this, you plead, eyes burning. Please, Jungkook, you can't say things like this. His throat bobs. His hands curl into fists as if he's fighting himself. And then, just like that, he steps back. I'm sorry. His voice is hoarse. I won't say it again. Before you can process his words, before you can say anything at all, he turns away, leaving you drowning in the weight of his confession. Time skip. The confession haunts you, even as you sit at your dining table that night, staring at the untouched plate of food before you. His words echo in your mind. Your husband sits across from you, scrolling through his phone. He barely acknowledges your presence, just like always. No questions about your day, no eye contact, just silence. And suddenly, memories of Jungkook flood your mind. Flashback 2 years ago. The first time you met Jungkook, you had just joined John Enterprises as a senior strategist. He was the young, powerful CEO with an air of effortless confidence, intimidating yet magnetic. He wasn't just handsome, he was breathtaking, tall, broad-shouldered, with sharp eyes that always seemed to see right through you. You're the new recruit? His voice had been smooth, slightly amused as he leaned against his desk. I've heard good things. Your heart had pounded a little too hard. He's just your boss, nothing more. But then, things started changing. 1 year ago, it was at an office party. Jungkook had been drinking just a little. His usual sharp composure was softened, and his gaze lingered on you more than it should have. Come outside with me, he had said, leading you to the rooftop. The night was quiet, a stark contrast to the loud music inside. Why do you always run from me? He had asked suddenly, his eyes locked onto yours. You had laughed nervously. What? I don't. You do. His voice was low, unreadable. Every time we get too close, you push away, like you're afraid of something. Your breath had hitched. Jungkook, I'm married. Something unreadable flickered in his gaze before he smirked, stepping back. Right, of course. This was the first time you felt it. The silent pull between you. The unspoken tension, the way he looked at you as if he knew things about you that you hadn't even admitted to yourself. 6 months ago, late night at the office, just the two of you. You were exhausted, leaning against your desk when he suddenly crouched in front of you. You worked too hard. His voice was softer than usual. Your breath caught as he reached out, his fingers barely grazing your cheek. Your pulse raced, and for a split second he leaned in. But then he stopped. A sharp exhale, a muzzle ticking in his jaw, and then he pulled away. Go home, Vayan. You had left that night feeling something heavy inside you, something you refused to name. Present day, back to the reality. You snap back to the present as your husband sighs loudly, setting his phone down. You're not eating, his voice is neutral, indifferent. You force a smile, not hungry. He hums in response, already distracted by his phone again. You stare at your cold foot, stomach twisting. Jungkook's words shouldn't have shaken you. You shouldn't be thinking about him. You shouldn't be wondering if what you feel is something more. And yet, you can't stop. Time skip. The days blur together. You throw yourself into work, hoping to bury his words beneath endless reports and meetings. But Jungkook is everywhere. His presence, his voice, his confession, all lingering in the air like an unshakable shadow. And the worst part, he starts pulling away. No more teasing remarks. No more teasing remarks, no more lingering glances, no more subtle gestures of care. Just cold professionalism. I won't say it again, he meant it. At the office. Good morning, sir. You force a neutral tone, placing a report on his desk. His eyes don't even lift from his laptop. His response is clipped distance. The Jungkook you knew, the one who always forced an excuse to engage you in conversation, to draw a reaction out of you, is gone. And you hate how much that hurts. You tell yourself it's for the best, that this is what you wanted, that this is what it should be. But deep down a voice whispers, then why does it feel like something inside you is breaking? Time skip. At home. You come home late, exhaustion weighing you down. The house is dark except for the glow of the television. Your husband sits on the couch, remote in hand, barely acknowledging your presence. You're late, he remarks flatly. A lot of work, you reply, slipping off your heels. No follow-up questions, no concern, no warmth. You glance at the dining table. Your plate of food is covered, untouched. A part of you wants to believe it's because he thought of you, but deep down you know it's just routine. Did you eat? You ask softly. Yeah, his attention stays on the screen. You wait, hoping desperately that he'll ask how your day was, that he'll look at you the way he used to. But nothing comes. Just silence, just indifference. Just the painful realization that you're nothing more than a habit to him now. You swallow hard, blinking back the sting in your eyes. Time skip. At work. By the end of the week, you can't take it anymore. Jungkook's coldness, your husband's indifference, the growing, suffocating weight in your chest. So when you find yourself alone with Jungkook in the elevator, the tension stretching unbearably thick, you finally snap. Why are you acting like this? Your voice is sharper than intended. Jungkook's jaw clenches. Like what? Like I don't exist. For the first time in days, he looks at you, really looks at you. And it's a mistake because his eyes are filled with everything he's trying to bury. What do you want from me, Vayan? His voice is quiet, controlled. You falter because you don't know. You don't know what you want. You just know that his distance is killing you. I'm just respecting boundaries, he continues, stepping closer, voice barely above a whisper. Because if I don't, I'll forget where I stand. Your breath hitches. And where do you stand? You ask, barely recognizing your own voice. He exhales slowly, his eyes flickering to your lips for just a second before he steps back, shaking his head. Too close to the edge. The elevator dings, the doors slide open, and just like that, he's gone, leaving you behind with your heart pounding and your entire world spinning out of control. Time skip. At home. The weight of it all is crushing you. Jungkook's distance, the coldness in the marriage, the gnawing loneliness that you've been drowning in for years. You've done everything. You've been patient, understanding, loving. You've tried to earn your husband's affection, to remind him of the love that once existed. But love isn't something you can force, and tonight you finally break. Your husband is late again. You sit alone at the dining table, dinner set for two. The candles you lit hours ago have burned low, their wax pooling like melted dreams. You check your phone, no messages, no calls, nothing, just like always. But still, you wait because that's what you do. You wait for him to notice you, to love you, to see you. But when the front door finally opens, he doesn't even glance at you. You're late, you say softly. I had work. His tone is empty, devoid of any guilt. You watch as he loosens his tie, moving past you without a second glance. Did you even think to tell me? He sighs, rubbing his temples. Vayan, do we really have to do this? Something inside you snaps. Do what? Your voice trembles. Expect basic respect from my own husband? His expression hardens. I told you, I had work. Why do you always make a big deal out of everything? Because I wait for you every night. The words spill from you raw and desperate. I cook for you, care for you, try to talk to you, but you treat me like I don't exist. He exhales sharply, shaking his head. Vayan. No, your voice wavers. I've given everything to this marriage. I have fought for it, I have fought for you, and all you do is push me away. And for the first time in a long time, he looks at you. You should stop fighting then. The air stills. Your heart stops. What? His gaze drops as if the weight of his own words is too much to bear. I don't love you anymore, Vayan. His voice is quiet. I haven't for a long time. He pauses, thinking. I don't think I ever have. It feels like the ground beneath you crumbles. Then why? Because my parents love you, his jaw tightens, and I can't be the son who breaks their hearts, and you know I was never ready for this arranged marriage. A cold, bitter laugh escapes you. That's it? That's the only reason he's still here? Not love, not devotion, just obligation. You feel sick. You spent years trying to fix something that was already dead. Tears burn your eyes as you step back, your voice breaking. Do you even realize what you have done to me? He doesn't answer because he doesn't care, and suddenly you know this marriage was over a long time ago. You were just the only one still trying to hold on. Time skip at work. The next evening, you don't go home. You stay late at the office, staring blankly at your computer screen, hands trembling. It's over. The life you fought for, the love you desperately tried to revive, everything you had believed in shattered. A knock at the door startles you. Jungkook. His gaze softens the moment he sees you. Sees the red-rimmed eyes, the exhaustion, the pain. Vayan, what happened? His voice is cautious, gentle. And just like that, the dam breaks. Your emotions just spill out, feeling safe and warm around him. You collapse into him. You don't even think. Your body just moves on, instinct, your arms wrapping around his waist as sobs crack through you. For a moment, he freezes. And then he holds you tightly, like he's trying to piece you back together. He doesn't ask you anything, he understands. His hand strokes your hair as he whispers, I'm here. And for the first time in forever, you believe it. You believe someone, you believe him. Time skip. The next morning, you wake up feeling empty. Not numb, not relieved, just hollow. Like all the fight in you has drained away. Your husband's words still echo in your mind. The final undeniable truth of your marriage. You had spent years convincing yourself that if you tried hard enough, if you loved hard enough, he would come back to you. But love doesn't work like that. Time skip. Now sitting at your desk in John Enterprises, you can't escape the weight of it. Jungkook hasn't left your side since last night. Not in the obvious way, not in the way that oversteps, but in the way that matters. The coffee on your desk before you even asked for it, the way he cancelled your morning meetings without a word, the way his gaze lingers, watching, waiting, like he's scared you might break at any second. And maybe you will, maybe you already have. But when he finally calls you into his office, you know something is coming. You stand before him, arms crossed, afraid. Afraid of what he'll say, afraid of what you'll feel, afraid of what it will mean if you admit what you already know. Sit. His voice is softer than usual, almost hesitant. You don't move. Vayan, he sighs, running a hand through his hair. I know last night was... Don't. Your voice is barely above a whisper. His brows furrow. Don't what? Don't say something we can't take back. A pause, then he laughs, but it's not amused, it's bitter. We passed that point a long time ago. His eyes darken, didn't we? Your breath catches, because he's right. This thing between you, the silent pull, the unspoken words, the love that you're both buried under excuses and circumstance has always been there. Jungkook, your voice shakes, but he doesn't stop. He steps forward, slow, deliberate. His hands clench at his sides as he fights to hold himself back. Tell me to stop. His voice is rough, pleading. Tell me you don't feel this. Your lips part because you should stop this. You should push him away, but you don't. You can't. Because for the first time in years, you're not forcing yourself to hold on to something broken. For the first time in years, you feel alive, and that realization shatters you. I can't. Your voice cracks. I can't tell you that. A sharp inhale, a flicker of something dangerous in his eyes, but instead of closing the distance, Jungkook does the one thing you never expected. He steps back, he walks away. Then I will wait. His voice is raw. For you. For as long as it takes. And just like that, he leaves, leaving you alone with the truth you can no longer run from. Jungkook's words don't leave you. You try to act normal, to pretend nothing has changed, but deep down everything has. You avoid him at work, you avoid his gaze in meetings, you keep your conversation short, professional, distance. But Jungkook, he doesn't let go. He doesn't push, he doesn't beg. He doesn't force his feelings onto you. He just waits, with silent patience, with unwavering devotion, with the quiet understanding that you need to figure this out on your own, and that terrifies you because for the first time in forever, someone is choosing you, not out of obligation, not out of duty, but simply because they want to, and it's so much harder to accept than being ignored. Time skip at home. We need to talk. Your husband barely glances at you from across the room. About what? His tone is tired, disinterested, like he already knows what's coming, and maybe he does. About us. Your voice is steady, calm. He sighs, rubbing his temples. Wine. No, you cut him off. I spent years waiting for you to love me again. Years convincing myself that if I just held on a little longer, you would come back to me. He doesn't respond because there's nothing to say. But I am done. The words feel lighter than you expect. I deserve more than this. A long silence, then finally he looks at you, and for the first time in forever, there's honesty in his eyes. You do. It's not an apology, it's not a plea, it's just the truth. And that's enough. Time skip at work. The moment you step into Jungkook's office, his body tenses. He doesn't say anything, just watches you carefully, waiting. You said you would wait. Your voice is barely above a whisper. A slow nod. I did. Your heart pounds. What if I'm ready now? Something shifts in his expression, something deep, intense, something that's been held back for far too long. And this time he doesn't step away. He walks towards you. I'm divorcing him, Jungkook. His eyes softens, holding something painful and deep for you, but his expression so warm, making you feel safe and secure. And he reaches for you. You let him. His arms wrap around you, his warmth seeping into your bones, chasing away every ounce of loneliness you have ever felt. And as he presses his forehead against yours, his voice is nothing but a whisper. If you're ready, then come to me. And you do. Jungkook kisses you like he's been waiting his whole life to do it. There's no hesitation, no second guessing, just pure raw emotion pouring into every movement, every breath, every desperate pull of your body against his. And for the first time in years, you let yourself feel it. The warmth, the passion, the love that's been waiting for you all along. You don't think about the past, you don't think about the pain, because this moment it's just you and him. And for once, that's enough. Time skip. 1 month later, it's strange adjusting to a life without your husband. Not because you miss him, not because you regret your decision, but because for so long you convinced yourself that you had to endure that pain, that suffering in silence was just part of loving someone. Now, as you sit on the balcony of Jungkook's apartment, watching the city lights, you realize how wrong you were. You look lost in thought. Wanna share? You glance up, meeting Jungkook's knowing gaze. He leans against the doorframe, arms crossed, a warm smile playing on his lips. There's something softer in his eyes now, something lighter, because he doesn't have to hold back anymore. And neither do you. Just adjusting, you admit. He walks over, settling beside you, close but not suffocating. To what? You exhale slowly. To being happy. A beat of silence. Then his fingers intertwine with yours, firm and steady. You deserve it, you know. His voice is quiet but certain. You always did. He pecks a kiss on top of your hand. Your chest tightens because for the first time in a long time you believe him. And as Jungkook pulls you into his arms, pressing a soft kiss to your temple, you know this isn't just the end of something broken. It's the start of something real, something worth holding on to, something worth loving, something worth living.